Hello and good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. I don't know what time zone you're in, but you are now in the Jazz Zone. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and you're going to see a show like none other. We're going to take you into some memories regarding the Jammin Foundation and its founder, Miss Dahl Scott McDuff, affectionately known by many as Miss Dahl. And that's where we're going to kind of get started at. The Jazz Zone, we have been very, very active with the Jammin Foundation for many, many years, and had the opportunity to work along with the founder, Miss Dahl Scott McDuff, which I got the opportunity to address her as Mom. But what I'm going to do right now, I want to go right into it and give you a look, and we're going to call this section Memories. If we can roll a clip in, when I had her here on our Jazz Zone show back in 2004, here it is, and here she is, Miss Dahl Scott McDuff. Thank you. Hey, I know there's a shot on here right now. I'm just kind of moving you to Los Angeles when you were playing up on the Strip.
Memories.
Yeah, memories. Now this memory is heavy duty for me because for you to allow me as a person to come into your life and call you Mom, actually my dad, Jimmy Owens, played in your band. And that's when you were saying it was in Hollywood on the Strip, I remember a lot of people coming over. Tell me about those times as you moved into the Los Angeles area and what you were doing as an entertainer.
Well, I had gone back to Chicago, and I got this call to come and open at the Melody Room on the Strip.
Okay.
So I had to come back to Los Angeles and form a group. So I called your father, I called Jimmy, and he got me the pianist from Pasadena. And then there was a guy here from Chicago named Dallas Bartley, a good bass player. So I put them together, and we appeared at the Melody Room, which is a good memory for me because we started to getting a lot of young people that had not been exposed to what we call jazz.
We got a whole program.
And they started coming back, you know, and a memory from the Melody Room that I'd like to talk about now, if I may.
Yes.
Was Johnny Cash came in, and he was just getting his TV show.
Okay.
And so we sitting at the bar talking, and I had recorded for Chess Records, One More for the Road.
Yes.
And it was on the jukebox, and I didn't know it, right? So it's playing, and so Johnny Cash said, "Quit talking, that's you singing." I said, "That's not me." So he gets up, and he goes to the jukebox, and he comes back, and he says, "Your name Dahl Scott, ain't it?" You know, that type of thing. And he was like, he had eaten about 4 steaks that day, fixed to go get his 5th one, because he was worried about whether they were going to accept his, you know, TV.
Show, right,
show for TV.
Right.
So that's a good memory.
Yes.
And then Attorney Weiss came in, which was his manager and also the guy on one of the Western shows.
Yes.
And that was a good thing.
You know,
good night.
My memories as a kid
What?
was, and I remember my dad talking about the Melody Room. I didn't know it was you until we all got together and I started learning more. But I think that was in the era of shark skin suits. And he'd be sharp as a tack on Friday, Saturday night. I said, well, wait, you know? Yeah.
But always on time.
Yeah.
Always business.
Yes.
Always look and smell good.
Yes.
You know, always knew how to associate with people.
Yes.
You know, a typical what we call high-class professional musician.
Yes.
That was your dad.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, too.
That was your dad.
But I knew he had something going because he's always thumping me in the
Drums
head.
always up early. You know what I'm saying? Then he go change clothes.
That's something.
These
when
days, the drummer shows up about 15 minutes for the job, and then you don't need some pins.
Yeah, make you nervous.
Right.
Wonder where, are we going to start on time?
Well, the thing is that you should.
Wow, what a doll. That was Dahl Scott. We were just talking about memories and when she played at the Melody Room on the Strip. She played at the Parisian Room and several different places, and especially on Central Avenue. The jazz scene in Los Angeles back in the 40s, late 40s, 50s, was all on Central Avenue, and that whole aspect of what was going on Central Avenue was really, really amazing. And the memories that I have of my father playing drums and going, and then having the opportunity to speak with Dahl and understand the relationship of my dad and her as it relates to their performance, and the fact that she had mentioned in what we do in the Jammin Foundation is about teaching leadership, and to hear that, like my dad was, I was talking about the air, the shark skin suits, the look, because there's a lot of musicians that can play excellent music, but they look like they came off the basketball court or somewhere. So the aspect of dressing up and going is also an attitude about jazz. And we talk about an attitude about jazz, and this is why this woman, Miss Dahl, was recognized by so many and awarded by so many for what she has done and the opportunities that she has afforded for many other people. And so at this point, I want to go back and do another roll-in with Dahl Scott on an aspect of her being recognized and awards being presented to her. Will you get that roll-in, please? Some awards here for, I'm not going to call it perseverance.
No,
I'm going to call it for dedication.
Well, accommodation, appreciation.
No, they're saying they appreciate it, but I'm saying it's because of your dedication to what we just spoke of all the way through your youth and your youth at this point.
Well, I agree. I am dedicated.
Yes.
Very much.
It was the city of Los Angeles with accommodation, another accommodation
Inglewood.
from the city of Inglewood.
Right.
Also an accommodation. Let me just see here.
Okay.
I'm just looking at something. The city of Los Angeles, the Black Music Awards Living Legend, Percy Mayfield, Inc., Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for accepting the award from the JazzZone. Life Achievement Award is what we had wanted to recognize you for. The California Legislative Assembly Certificate of Accommodation from Los Angeles, and many other awards. Rita Walters, the U.S. Marines, columnists in creative poetry and compositions that you've written, the VA, the Greater Los Angeles Health Systems, the Los Angeles County Recreations,
Parks and Recreation.
A heavy-duty one coming next, the Sisters of Jazz, the City of Inglewood accommodation, the Gong Show. Tell me a little bit about some Gong Show.
Oh, the Gong Show.
The Gong Show. I pulled that right off because the understanding of, you see, the process in the Jammin Foundation and in the JazzZone is you support what you build. And she has built a foundation in its inception for the understanding, the education, and the preservation of gospel, blues, and jazz. That's why we wanted to start off by first talking about the memories, and then in doing what she has done in her lifetime, being someone that is dedicated, but not only that, with a very, very deep passion for jazz and the meaning of it, began to understand that we need to be sure that we support what we build, and that's off of Central Avenue, which is the West Coast Jazz, but the same thing as Universal Jazz, because it's a feeling, it's a dress, it's an understanding, and in that, these municipalities, organizations, and businesses recognize the opportunity that Dahl Scott has preserved and put down a foundation and delivered. Stand and deliver, support what you build. I want to go into another part of the Jammin Foundation at this point as well. And this is where Dahl is speaking to us about the foundation and what that is as well. So let's do another roll in on Miss Dahl. .net to Dahl Scott McDuff for Lifetime Achievement in Jazz, presented by JazzZone.net. That says March 19, 2004.
Of course.
Now that is from all of this that we've been talking about, what you're doing. And then,
Beautiful.
yeah, I think they have a shot of that. Is it right in there?
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. And then
Close up.
we can just set it right here.
Okay,
That's
gorgeous.
good.
All right.
Yeah. And then I want to also show this one. This is from the Los Angeles Black Music Association, presents Dahl Scott, Living Legend for Your Greatness in Music, November 14th, 04, Los Angeles. And I think we had some photos of not the award ceremony itself,
The red
but
carpet?
No, the pre. It was a pre. We did JazzZone.net. We did a pre-event show and honored you. And I think there's some pictures of myself and you, and also of Rick Warren.
That was at the New Atonic.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
Those are just these like this. This is what's his name? The Cornelius Grant from the Temptations was there, giving help presenting an award. This was just a gala to kind of
Frank Jenkins Enterprise.
right here. I can take this and set it here. In terms of that, what I wanted to do as well.
What?
And I think we have this. Hold that just for a second, because that is such a beautiful. And I know that you've allowed us to utilize the album. If we could hear just some of the music from this CD, All That I Ask, Dahl Scott McDuff, the singer. Now that's...
All I ask is you buy this.
Oh, is that what you want?
As a fundraiser for the Jammin Foundation.
Well, this is what it says here. It says, courtesy of the state of Johnny. Okay, vocalist. It's the Jammin Foundation.
James Janice from K-Jazz did the liner notes.
Yes.
Also.
James Janice. I saw something in here that James wrote as well. And it says, where is that at? I saw that in here. Dahl Scott McDuff, with her grace and love of song, is a living embodiment of a great American songbook in this idiom that we all call jazz. James Janice. He's a radio host at K-Jazz, it was at the point in radio 88.1, which is another nonprofit organization. And this CD is produced by the Jammin Foundation, a nonprofit organization preserving jazz and blues. Now, I just want to make one little point on...
Well, let's not forget that it was recorded in Leon Haywood's studio.
Well, they'll see that when they watch the show.
Yeah, I know,
and
but I
you
wanted
didn't forget.
it to be known.
Leon Hayward, she didn't forget. We know where we
Well,
at.
he's from the community.
Yes.
I wanted to.
And there, several musicians that are, Dahl Scott McDuff, Tating, Lawrence, Bobby Haynes, Paul Humphrey, Clarence Johnston, Leon Haywood. So that's a lot happening. But what I want to do in closing this show, and that was talking about the fact of how musicians are today, a lot of them, how they dressed yesterday. And as we were speaking of the Jammin Foundation and what that whole process that you've done to found